Tell the truth. Respectfully.
Whose land are you on? There you go. I'm going to give you that Cash App once again so you can pay for Rachel and you can pay for Brian and you can pay for the youth that are about to come up here and speak. $, capital B, capital M, L, capital M, capital B, little e, little r, little g, little e, little n, capital P, little L, little a, little c, little e. Okay. All right. Next, we got Dance House. I have challenged this man a lot, and he's listened to. Oh, is it Ona? Yep. Okay, it's Ona and then down. Okay. So, when it comes to the youth speaking, realize that they are holding down the weight of the planet at this point in time. They've got the chaos of every violence at school, right? Not knowing whether, the shooter's gonna come in any moment, the climate change that adults aren't fixing or changing anytime soon, and now the racial equity discussions. So, please give them your utmost respect and appreciation because the weight of the world is literally on their shoulders. First, we have Ona and her friend Kaz.
Hello. This is called I Know. I know some people think black people are scary and dangerous. I know I cannot control people's feelings. Is it because of our history? Fear is one thing, hate is another. Did you know police originated from slave catchers? Watching the news, I realize it's not the people committing hate crimes. I mean, don't get me wrong, plenty of people commit hate crimes and hate speech, but that's not what I'm the most angry about. I'm the most angry about the police. It's consistent. Number one, it's rooted in the history of police to be racist. Do you think it's fair to live in fear of your so-called protectors? Police get paid to be aggressive and hostile. Black kids get the cops called on them while they're at school. Why do you think they get so much funds? Think about it. Vote to defund SPD by 50% or more. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Oda and I'm Tlingit, Haida, and Black, Raven, Dogtown, Woodburn, Child of Talk 180. I carry the torch of my ancestors to fight for our sovereignty and liberation. White people enslaved us and took us away from our families, and they're taking our lives and freedom to live well. I shouldn't have to come up here and be wrapped up in this as a kid. I should be at home texting my friends and playing Minecraft. You've already heard this. You already understand now. You white folks need to be accountable. Now I'm going to have the little ones say the names of the people who were murdered by the racist humans.
Taylor, Storytell Chief Stick.
Samuel Ellis. George Floyd.
Quanice Hayes. Charlena Lyles.
Renee Davis. Tatiana Jefferson.
Okay. And any Black and Native people of color, do this chant with us. Ready? Okay. Whose life is this?
My life.
How are we going to live it?
By any means necessary.
Whose life is this?
My life.
How are we going to live it?
By any means necessary.
Thank you. Finish cheese.
Thanks, you guys. It makes me sad that adults are putting all of this on you, but you're doing a great job. Whose land? Very good. All right, next up, D6 District Council Member, Dan Strauss. As I was saying before, I've challenged him a couple times, and we've tried to come to, only a couple times, not a lot of interaction, but he's trying. I'm trying to understand his point on the council. He's trying to understand every white person's and BIPOC person's point of view in his district and take that to the council. So I'm grateful that you're doing the learning, Dan. You're going to get there. And I welcome you to the mic.
Thank you. Can you all hear me with the mask on, or should I take it off? Take it off. Good afternoon. How's everyone feeling today? Oh, do we need to try that again? Good afternoon. How's everyone feeling today? We're almost there. We're getting closer. Let's give it up for the kids. Now we're talking. Sorry, I'm just 1 second. I need to get some big. It's important to get people's names right. I want to give it up for Rachel for coming out here and giving us a land acknowledgement for this land. Can we give it up for Rachel? Why that's important is because the Duwamish land where people lived is not a theoretical place somewhere near here. It is the land that we are standing on. Salmon Bay is named Salmon Bay because this is where people lived and fished, and it was a nourishing place that had a lot of resource. Why do you think Ballard was the second largest city in the state of Washington for a long time? So I want to give it up for Rachel one more time. Now I want to give it up for Brian. Brian, are you here? There, I see you. I want to give it up for Brian because he said something about the echo chamber. When I chatted with him about the need for white people to talk to white people about what is going on, he reminded me that white people just talking to themselves is not good enough because we can be in an echo chamber where bad ideas are being shared. And that is the importance of education and why we need to be educating ourselves and why we need to be educating our neighbors. There's a lot of our neighbors who do not understand what defund the police means. They find it to be a scary concept because they themselves, like me, have been protected by the police our entire lives. And so to understand what does defunding mean, we need to educate our neighbors because, again, the police budget is twice the size of the fire budget. 56% of 911 calls that come to the police are non-criminal calls. Do you need a police officer with a gun showing up to intervene in a mental health crisis? To show up to write you a traffic ticket? To show up for any non-criminal event? Do you need a police officer with a gun? All right, I'm going to try this one more time. Good afternoon. How are you feeling today? I had the privilege of having Everyday March attempt to come to my house. I showed up in the park and sat with them instead. So if you want to have a more detailed understanding of me being grilled and having questions asked by young black youth, I would point you to that live stream, because that's going to be a more engaging conversation than I have today. What was very poignant for me with the Everyday March is they were taking moments to educate. This is an educational moment. We are in a historic civil rights moment. The last time there were 2 months worth of protests in the city of Seattle was in the 1930s. We need to keep the pressure up. We need to keep educating each other, and we need to be focusing on the youth and educating the youth. I was out here a couple weeks ago, and there were a number of folks out waving signs, and so it is humbling to see you all before me today. I'll talk about the initial cuts that were proposed at the budget meeting this last Friday. I'm happy to speak with you more on one-on-one, because this is not an appropriate situation to explain legalese of a system that has set up what we're looking at right now. So initially, the 2020 rebalance process is not a process that happens any year. The only reason that the 2020 rebalance process is occurring right now is because of the economic recession due to the pandemic. Usually, we have a 2-year budget that is set up, and that process starts in 6 weeks. So what I can tell you about the SPD budget that we're reviewing right now is it unfortunately went up in smoke, went up in gas. The SPD budget has so many holes in it right now, they are in the red beyond what I can describe to you. They were out of overtime at the beginning of June. So what I can say to you is that we've made some initial reductions. Those are going to go likely into bargaining and arbitration. And we have made a $17 million commitment as a down payment to community-based organizations. The reason that this needs to be separate from the police budget right at this moment is because that money will take time to get out of the police budget. And these community-based organizations need the money right now, because it is incredibly important that as we scale down police response, we are already scaling up our community-based organizations. The worst thing that we could do is transfer responsibility of our public safety to an organization that is not ready to respond, watch them fail, and we would be in a worse position than we are today. Thank you. And so for what I have done for this budgeting process is I've sponsored the resolution that gets us to the 2021 rebalance. I've also sponsored provisos that proviso the entire police budget, and they have to come report to us every 2 weeks so that we have a real-time understanding of how they are spending their money, so we can be set up for the 2-year budgeting process that starts in 6 weeks.
When is the vote?
Hold on, we're gonna...
85. When is the vote?
I'm letting the bells ring.
You gotta get rid of that bell. Can't tell what time it is. Another 59 minutes.
85 million.
Thank you. And so the next vote is for the 2020 rebalance process will be next Monday. The 2021 budget will be written in September. And we continue to receive thousands of emails and calls. It is important that you continue to email and call us, because we count these. And we count them because people are writing in pro and con. So I need to continue hearing from you. It only takes 5 minutes for you to be able to call every single person that represents you. So again, I'm honored to be with you today, and we need to be able to educate ourselves, educate our neighbors, and ensure that everyone participates in this historic moment. Thank you.
Are these voices yelling? Are they black voices? Stop talking. Let's take this moment as a teaching moment. And it's not to tell somebody that they're a bad person, but Ballard is overwhelmingly white. This was filled with tribal people. This neighborhood has been historically exclusionary to our black neighbors. Look to the left and right of you, and who do you see? Take a moment. Who's missing here? Our effort today was to start breaking up the white crust that is Ballard and D6 right now. And if that makes you uncomfortable, good. Because we cannot merely walk out with the title ally and expect it to change our society. I'm going to say that again. We cannot expect to walk out with the title ally and expect it to change our society. So I want to say good ashish one more time to Rachel Heaton and Brian Salter. A little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. Also want to say good ashish to our D6 youth who came out here in front of all of you. Let's hear it. Those are who? The future. Those are who? Those are who? The future. And it's going to be bright. So, that ends our programming for today. We'll be stepping off to have our march. Our route will be west on Market, south on Ballard Ave, on Dock, and then to 17th Street and back here. So, having said that, Christina and myself will be up front with the youth because we support who? And the youth are? We support who? And the youth are? All right. So a little bit before we go is some etiquette too, because every moment is a teaching moment, but we're not here to educate each other, we're here to advocate, right? So a little bit of etiquette for our white neighbors in particular. Please do not put yourself at the front of the march. Please do not lead the chants. We have selected those who will lead the chants, and they have chosen to designate themselves to lead the chants. Because we're listening to which voices? Which voices? One more time. So please do keep an eye out for any harassing behavior. Report it to the organizers in the orange vests. We also have NLG observers today, and we have a lot of the bike brigade here today. So let's give it up for the bike brigade. Also, a couple more things. Consent is key. Please do not take pictures without consent. And also, if the police are present at some time, please don't speak to them. We have designated folks. So I want to introduce Christina, our D6 resident, organizing with us.
Hello. All right, so I want to do a couple chants with you. So you're going to repeat after me. And when I say repeat after me, you're going to repeat after me. And we're going to do a couple. Some of these you may know. Thank you. Some of these you may know already, but others you may not. So we're just so we can familiarize ourselves before we get going. So repeat after me. Repeat after me. Repeat after me. Define SPD how much? At least 50%. Define SPD? How much? At least 50%. should the money go?
Where should the money go?
To black housing.
To black housing.
Where should the money go?
Where should the money go?
To black schools.
To black schools.
If we don't get it,
We don't get it.
shut it down.
Shut it down.
If we don't get it,
We don't get it.
shut it down.
Shut it down.
Who should we free?
Who should we free?
All the protesters.
All the protesters.
Who should we free?
Who should we free?
All the protesters.
All the protesters.
'Cause whose lives matter?
Whose lives matter?
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter.
All right. I think you all are ready. All right, folks.
All right, if I can get ready by standing up, give yourself a good stretch. We're going to have our youth line up over up here on this corner with the banner. Like we said, please cede space to our Black, Indigenous, and POC families in the front, and all else follow.
Oh, can I get one? Thank you.
Water.
All right, folks, we start falling in behind the last folks. Please remain orderly. Remember our youth and our children in the front, so we're keeping that pace.
This Kindle is not working.
All right, folks.
Thank you. It's working now. It's finally working.
Where should the money
across. So please stand still. Take a moment to drink some water if you need to. So just take a moment, breathe up, drink some water as you secure the area so that secure the area so that the youth in the front can get across the street safely, and then we can all follow safely. All right, we're going to start moving slowly.
Keep fighting, keep fighting. It'll be a utopia. Amen. But if you give up,
Of course they do. Of course they do. Of course they do.
Black Lives Matter.
Delusional. Of course Black Lives Matter. Our police has nothing to do with that. You want to get rid of every cop? Every cop. Let's get rid of everyone, right? My cousin's a cop, and he's a good person, right? So ACAB, y'all are jumping on the Kool-Aid. Instagram that. Instagram that. Yeah.
Okay. Did he say someone had Kool-Aid? The live is super fun with this thing. You just like fly around.
I was like sticking it in.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You just need something to like Velcro.
Honestly, yeah.
there.
I just need a longer cable for this. I could also my
Oh, there you go.
my thing. Yeah, this is like actually a really short one.
At least 50%. Defund SPD. How much? At least 50%. Whose lives matter? Black lives matter. Whose lives matter? Black lives
Yeah, can I interview you on what's going on today and just your thoughts on it? Go for it.
Want to interview me?
Yeah, is that all right?
Yeah, you can interview me,
Yeah, go ahead, man. Tell me, like, are you from around here? What do you think of the event going on today?
These are the American people. American people is not, hey, let's do away with the poor, let's do away with the homeless, these are the American people. It's up to them. I respect that. I respect everybody else.
You just see this coming down the street? Were you just walking by when you saw this?
I was sitting right there.
You sitting over here?
Because they're homeless.
Uh-huh.
So, I try to be, do the same thing as these guys. They're homeless. And, I come by here and I try to hit, each camp that I can. And so then I looked over there, I see the bike going in the street. I said, oh, that's Black Lives Matter right there. Not from the color of the skin, but because of who the people that they represent. It's the truth.
That's awesome.
All lives matter. Your life matter. All lives matter in reality. But who's really sure they understand? Sometimes it seems like deception, and the truth.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, hey, you guys over there, you do a whole lot of things. You make some changes, If we get our own people, help us get our people. And vote, then that's when we make change.
Got you.
All the laws since you've been alive. 50 years, they've made all the laws. Now we got this COVID, that made a law, they can put the fear factor into that, and then have to take that serious, It is what it is, man, but all lives matter, man.
A lot going on. Thank you. So you said you work a lot with the homeless around here? You interact a lot with them?
Just broke down some clothes and stuff, clean up with them. Clean up with them. Every one of them, you see me kiss me, every one of them. That's what it's about, man. I'm not homeless, but as much as you would think I was, but it's just sad because it's because of the world. It's in the hands. In he's doing something, and that's why they don't like it. He will make way for the brothers or something. Yeah, he's taking advantage of the world. Every store don't utilize they tell them what they do to make up. Less cost and less efficient. So I mean, he don't need to pay some guys. So he usually fix it. That's all we want is opportunity. It's a lot on us. As a person who sees this and interacts with a lot of blacks in the man, a lot of it's on us. We got to step up. We can't blame father for not being there. We can't blame mom for doing this. We have to say to ourselves, man, I don't want that and I don't want to be like that, so I'm going to be this. That's the new me, new person. And you come up and say, you know what, now I know how to raise a child. I know how to do this, I know how to do that. It's all about responsibility. You set your goals, man, and change that one, go set another one. Everybody knows that, man. It's simple, but it is.
Gotcha.
Not when you got somebody with something on your back. You got that day, look at my back.
Gotcha.
All right.
No.
I can cut the chase, cut the bunny. This is
What kind of social services could you see being really helpful in that process of saying, like taking back that responsibility and being able to do that? What kind of social services do you see being really helpful in that process?
In that process, you got to start with some type of education. Education is, education doesn't guarantee success, but show them how to. Knowledge is one thing. Knowledge is wisdom is the application of knowledge. So once you learn how to apply that, then you see the benefits of your life. Be a part of this thing to self-destruct. So we got to take the first time. We have to get more resources. The resources is limited now. It's like you go to school, man, and what you learn in history, what I learned is just things. You know what I'm saying? And see, nobody wants to be what I want to be. I want to be a scholar. I want to know the truth. So I want to know the truth, and kind of figure out the truth. So, as I told you guys, going past it, my son of mine, they have so many people that can go to school. Because the whole purpose of this is to down nobody else for you. How you sell it with his own life. Because what you're doing is down. All these guys going live, so it's really cool. I went to the hospital and I had Anybody
Close ones.
Like I said, we appreciate you guys. Like I said, you guys,
Yeah.
got Martin Luther King and all the guys leaders, it seems like we lost. So we're like, have a good day, man.
It was good talking to you, sir.
Can you catch up with him?
You say, sir, I'll try. Have a good day. Thank you. Alright. I'm trying to catch back up with the crowd. Don't know exactly where they went. I'm gonna follow the noise. Why does it do that?